What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, been doing Australia, different places, different cities, and I don't think I ever done the capital. I don't think I ever knew the capital. Definitely, I did some other major places. I probably thought that was the capital, but we here in Canberra. I hope I said that right. You know, I know y'all be. I know I said Geelong. I was saying Geelong, and I think y'all was like Geelong, or something like that. I don't know how it's properly pronounced until I hear it, but Canberra, I think it's Canberra. You know, they might say it in a video, it might be right, but we're gonna check out the top 10 things to do. So I was just scrolling through. I was like, what haven't I done yet? Then I looked, I said, I haven't done the capital. So we here. Let's check this out. Definitely been loving this. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations.
Crammed with cultural treasures, Canberra in the ACT,
right?
or Australian Capital Territory, is the carefully crafted capital of Australia. It's no accident that the cities lie between Sydney and Melbourne. The site of the capital was chosen as a compromise between these two rival cities in 1908.
Oh, wow.
American architects Walter Burley Griffin and his wife, Marion Mahoney Griffin, won an international competition for the city's design, which incorporates vast green belts and geometric shapes.
Pretty nice.
In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 things to see and do in Canberra. And just wait till you see the number 1 that we're going to be showing in this video. Something you might never not even have thought of. So make sure you watch.
Is that road a part of it? Look at that road. It's like, you know,
to be showing in this video.
It's an interesting road,
something
or
you
a
might
sidewalk
never
down
not
there.
even have thought of. So make sure you watch till the end. Oh, before we begin, you can help support our channel by becoming a member of this channel by pressing that join button below if you can see it. This will help us to bring you more awesome travel videos. So now let's cut to the chase.
A lot of money.
At number 10, wander through the Australian National Botanic Gardens.
Botanic Garden?
About a kilometre west of the city
God.
centre, the 50-hectare National Botanic Gardens are a must-visit for green thumbs. Spread across the slopes of Black Mountain, these carefully tended collections display a range of different habitats and present all the important species of Australian flora. Kids will also love to run wild here. The Rainforest Gully is particularly impressive. Look for water dragons among the lush foliage.
Wow.
Other highlights include the Red Centre Garden with deep red earth and a spinifex grassland, as well as the Children's Discovery Walk. The gardens are also a haven for birds and butterflies. From the gardens, you can access Black Mountain Nature Park and hike to the summit for glorious city views.
That's a nice view. Wow, that's pretty interesting right there. That is different.
Next up at 9, admire the views from Mount Ainsley Lookout.
Ainsley.
To really appreciate the layout of this carefully planned capital, head to the lookout of 843-metre Mount Ainsley. It's one of the city's most popular vantage points. A well-paved walking, biking trail winds for just over 2 kilometres from the rear of the Australian War Memorial. Along the way, you can pause at the commemorative plaques to learn about historic Australian battles, and you might even see some kangaroos, as well as an array of beautiful birds.
Wow.
It's also possible to drive up to the lookout.
That is nice.
Thanks to Walter Burley Griffin's vision, the lookout aligns perfectly with...
that. That is pretty cool. This is my first time, I think, seeing this Anzac Parade.
Anzac Parade.
Anzac Parade. That's my first time seeing. This remind me of somewhere. Maybe it's the view. I know a lot of places they get this angle on like some very, very, important landscapes of their country and stuff like that. It's the view.
Lake Burley Griffin, Old Parliament House, and in the background, the sleek lines of New Parliament House. On breezy days, be sure to bring a jacket though. Other popular lookout points include Red Hill to the south of here and Black Hill to the west.
Red and Black Hill. Interesting. That's a nice view.
At 8, National Library of Australia. Opened in 1968, the National Library of Australia is a treasure trove of Australian books, manuscripts, newspapers, historical documents, oral history, music and pictures.
Nice.
Its most valuable possessions are Captain Cook's journal and Wills's diary of his expedition with Burke in 1860-61.
Wow.
Architecturally, the building is a dramatic contrast from the National Gallery and High Court. Built in the style of a Greek temple, its classical effect is underscored by the lavish use of marble and tavertine on the columns and walls.
Wow.
Marble from Greece, Italy and Australia was also used in the decoration of the interior.
I think that's pretty cool when like your library has all like your history, facts and different things like artifacts and stuff. I feel like we have a library too. Maybe I haven't searched deep enough, but I just feel like our library, it just got books. That's it. You know, like not books or like, you know, things from long time ago that we can see from history and stuff like that. I feel like that's cool when you see libraries with things like wow, this was really here 50 years ago, you know?
In the foyer are superb stained glass windows by Leonard French and 3 Aubusson tapestries woven from Australian wool.
Wow.
On the lower floor, the Treasures Gallery displays highlights from the library's collection, and the Exhibitions Gallery hosts special visiting
like
displays which often require advance booking.
Nice.
At 7, National Portrait Gallery of Australia.
That's an interesting building.
Near the High Court of Australia and the National Gallery, the National Portrait Gallery of Australia displays some 400 portraits of the nation's most influential people.
Who came up with this
You
blueprint?
can
That
easily
is
spend
a
an hour
nice
or two
building.
coming face to face with Australia's movers and shakers, brought to life through paintings, photography and sculpture. Multimedia presentations
cool.
divulge fascinating details about the lives of the people who helped shape the nation, and special exhibitions provide new things to see.
I've seen that video.
Visiting the gallery is a breeze.
They doing
Parking
Michael
is free,
Jackson?
and the popular cafe and bookshop are a great way to top off a tour.
That's pretty cool. Wow, people are so
Next
talented.
up at 6, Questacon, the National Science and
Questacon?
Technology Centre. Travelling with kids, Questacon is one of the top Canberra attractions
Wow.
for families. Between the High Court and the National Library on Lake Burley, Griffin, it's an interactive national science and
That is
technology
cool.
centre with all kinds of hands-on science displays and do-it-yourself experiments designed to delight and inspire.
What?
The exhibits seek to promote understanding of the importance of science and technology in everyday life. Science shows, special events and guest lectures complement the 200 hands-on exhibits.
That is cool.
In the Technology Learning Centre, budding innovators can participate in workshops and build and play with technology. Highlights of the permanent exhibits include the H2O Soak Up the Science Room with water-related fun, the Freefall Slide and Earthquake House. No wonder this is one of the top things to do in Canberra for families.
That sounds fun. I would like to do that as an adult. That sounds very fun too. It reminds me, I'm thinking of Big Hero 6. I like the STEM, the technology and stuff. You know, it's a little different, but that's what came to mind. Big Hero 6. If y'all watched that on Disney, pretty good movie, underrated, very underrated. But this would be cool. I feel like nowadays a lot of schools now, at least here, I can't speak for everywhere, but you know, in my town, there's been a lot of STEM focus. Like my son pretty much goes to like a STEM type of school. You know. Good education. I feel like they do different things than your typical public schools. So, but yeah, we had this when I was younger. Yeah, that definitely would have finished with engineering and stuff, or you know. But I still had to do all this because I still graduated like technology type stuff. So I still had to do this stuff. But that is cool. I definitely got to visit there.
At 5, find inspiration at the National Gallery of Australia. On the shores of Lake Burley, Griffin, the National Gallery of Australia contains Australia's largest collection of art. The cubic concrete structure was opened by Queen Elizabeth II in October 1982 and consists of 11 main galleries on 3 levels, as well as a large sculpture garden laid out according to the 4 seasons and a fern garden. The purchase of the extensive collection began in 1968 and includes works from Australia, Asia, Europe, America and the Pacific, as well as the largest collection of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander art in the world.
That is nice.
Among the museum's collection is Jackson Pollock's Blue Poles, purchased in 1973 and now one of the gallery's most famous paintings.
That is huge.
Mediums range from oil paintings and watercolours to sculpture, decorative art, drawings, book illustrations, sketchbooks, photographs, films, ceramics, costumes and textiles. Locals and tourists alike will also enjoy the many special exhibitions. After exploring the gallery, you can visit the adjoining High Court of Australia with graceful fountains, Carrara marbled paved floors and murals.
That would be cool to see.
And now at 4, stroll around Lake Burley Griffin.
Burley Griffin.
Beautiful Lake Burley Griffin is the centerpiece of Canberra. Named for the city's
wow,
architect,
that's kind of like how my college
artificial lake was included in his original plan of 1912, but didn't come to fruition until 1958.
Oh.
Today, it's a picturesque setting for all.
Dang, that's a long time, from 1912 to 1958.
His architect, this artificial lake was included in his original plan of 1912, but didn't come to fruition until 1958.
That's a long time.
Today, it's a picturesque setting for all kinds of outdoor activities. Tourists and locals alike come here to bike and stroll along the waterfront paths, picnic along its park-fringed shores, and fish, sail or paddle the glistening waters. Looking for things to do in Canberra at night? Book a dinner cruise on the MV Southern Cross and see the twinkling lights of the city as you glide around the lake feasting on gourmet food.
Fancy.
6 islands lie at its centre, the largest of which is Aspen Island, home to the National Carillon.
I feel like I've seen that building before.
Government with 55 bronze bells. Sprinkled around the lake are some of Canberra's top things to see and do, including the National Gallery, National Library, Questacon and National Museum. Standing on the shores of the Central Basin, you can see the Captain Cook Memorial Jet, a 147-metre high fountain inaugurated in 1970 on the 200th anniversary of Cook's discovery of Australia. A globe sculpture depicting the path of Cook's voyages lies on the shores of the lake at Regatta Point. On the north side of the lake, Commonwealth Park is a great place to visit with children. Here you'll find play areas, paddling pools, waterfalls, an amphitheatre and a path around the park. In spring, the park is a venue for the famous Floriade Festival, a celebration of spring when more than 1 million flowers are in bloom.
1 million? Over 1 million? That's a lot of flowers.
At 3, Museum of Australian Democracy at Old Parliament House. A short walk from New Parliament House at the base of Capitol Hill, Old Parliament House is now home to the Museum of Australian Democracy. Not only can you soak up the history of this National Heritage listed building, you can also learn about the important foundations of Australia's government. Opened by the Duke of York, the building is designed in the stripped classical style and was occupied by the Australian Parliament until 1988, when New Parliament House was officially opened. It was formerly called Provisional Parliament House and was only standing in until a permanent structure could be designed and built, a feat finally realised 61 years later.
Wow.
The museum is like a time capsule.
Flowers
you can learn about past Australian Prime Ministers, sit in the old Prime Minister's office, visit the press room and read important historical documents. The chambers of the House of Representatives and the Senate are modelled on the British House of Commons and House of Lords, with panelling and furnishings made of Australian woods and wall hangings displaying Australian flora. Parents will appreciate the child-friendly exhibits and free daily craft activities. After a visit to the building, you stroll among the National Rose Gardens. Free guided tours help you get the most out of your time here, and you can also take a fascinating Indigenous Experiences of Democracy tour.
Sounds like a lot. That's a long day.
And now at 2, New Parliament House. The final fulfilment of architect Walter Burley Griffin's vision for Canberra in 1912. New Parliament House is a marvel of modern architecture. The boomerang-shaped structure nestles comfortably into Capitol Hill and was designed to replace the Provisional Parliament House at the base of the hill, now known as Old Parliament House. A New York-based architect won an international competition for the design of the new building, and on May 9, 1988, the Queen officially opened Parliament House. The date in May was chosen to commemorate the first meeting of Federal Parliament in Melbourne in 1901 and the first meeting of Parliament in the Old Parliament House in 1927. From the expansive grassed walkway, which forms the roof,
this Parliament House is different.
You can enjoy panoramic views of Canberra and see how Parliament forms the central focus of the city's street layout. Architectural highlights of the building include the 2 huge circular.
I like that. Yeah, that's a big upgrade.
Walls composed of granite, which mirror the curves of the hill. The towering 81-metre flagpole and the ceremonial pool. In the foyer, 48 columns of illuminated greenish-grey marble create the impression of a eucalyptus forest.
Y'all say the foyer? We say foyer.
48 columns of illuminated greenish-grey marble create the impression of a eucalyptus forest. Throughout the public spaces, exhibits display important documents. The Magna Carta is a highlight and retrace important events in Australian history. From the gallery running around the first floor, you can gain admission to the public galleries of the green-hued House of Representatives and the Senate, traditionally dressed in red. A visit during sitting times is a great way to view firsthand how Parliament functions, and the free guided tours offer fascinating details about the building. After visiting, you can take the 3.5-kilometre Parliament House walk to the city centre and learn about the parliamentary triangle along the way through interpretive signs.
That's interesting. Very.
And finally, at number 1, Australian War Memorial. The Australian War Memorial is Canberra's most poignant attraction. Inaugurated in the middle of World War II, the massive Byzantine-style monument commemorates Australia's war fatalities. But it's more than just a war memorial. The site combines an excellent museum, archives, art gallery and library. The commemorative courtyard at the entrance to the memorial is a haunting introduction. Inscribed in bronze on the walls of the colonnades are the names of...
Is it not finished? Why are they showing the, like a blueprint type of video, like a little...
Every Australian who has died in war since 1885, and the length of the list is spine-chilling. Beyond the entrance, different galleries retrace the stories of Australia's armed conflicts from colonial days to the present. The exhibits are constantly evolving, but highlights include the collection of old aircraft and the child-friendly Discovery Zone packed with interactive displays. If possible, you should set aside several hours to appreciate this thought-provoking memorial. And if you're visiting near the end of the day, try to stay for The Last Post, a moving tribute to the fallen played at 4:55 p.m. daily. Visiting the memorial is one of the best free things to do in Canberra, and the 90-minute tours are highly recommended.
Okay.
And there you have the top 10 things to see and do in Canberra. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe.
Okay. Australia travel guide. Oh, I got Tasmania. I might have to do that. I feel like I've been hearing a little bit about that, but all in all, this was pretty good. I see this was more of like the history, almost like, the history of Australia, where like 10 places you can learn a lot of history about Australia, different things like that in time. So, but pretty cool. Like I said, first time I didn't even know Canberra was the capital. I was thinking like Melbourne or Sydney. Ain't gonna lie to y'all, being honest. But I was wrong. But this is interesting. It seemed like this city got a whole lot of history and things that you can view to learn a lot about Australia. So that's a good thing. I mean, I know you can learn a lot about Australia and anywhere in Australia, I'm sure. But I mean, just for the top 10 things to be pretty much history destinations, it seems. But I feel like that's always when you have capitals and stuff like that. You be a little bit more history in the capital cities. But definitely enjoyed this, guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Let me know if y'all want me to do another city in Australia that I haven't did. If y'all don't let me know, I'm gonna go find one. But I might do Tasmania next, because I heard some things about that. Or Hobart, Tasmania. I think that's what it is. But that's all I have. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. Give this video a thumbs up. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.